Welcome to a special edition of the Entertainment Corner, and we're coming to you from Hollywood, California, and the famous Magic Castle. You know, through the mastery of magic and the mastery of skill, audiences will be spellbound as Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus brings you Zing, Zang, Zoom.
I'm the very first magician to ever be the star of a Ringling Brothers Circus, and I'm also serving the duties as the ringmaster. I'm the second youngest ringmaster in the history of Ringling Brothers, and the very first magician to ever hold this position. And it is something kind of unreal that I never would have dreamt that I would have been a part of, right? But the magic in the show had to be created specifically for the circus. As you mentioned, we're in an arena completely surrounded. So this magic had to be created with that in mind. Also playing to up to 10 to 12,000 people at a time. So it's great though, because you have the magic mixed with the traditional circus acts, and you've never seen a show or a circus that's like Zing Zang Zoom. One of my favorite illusions in the show is called the parent levitation, where I call 3 kids onto the arena floor. I teach them the magic words, how to do the magic, and they levitate their parents completely surrounded, again, in that arena environment. So that's an illusion that definitely is exciting to do, and also kind of a challenge to a magician like myself.
And speaking of challenges, you also have an Asian elephant that I understand you make disappear.
At the very beginning of the show, I make a 4-ton elephant disappear. Asia, who is the star of our pachyderm friends of the circus, will be disappeared. I will make her vanish.
The surprising fact is that Asian elephants are actually pretty smart, right?
Elephants are incredibly smart, a little than anybody know, or
Right.
you would think.
You would think.
Yeah, it's great because in all of our animals, we have almost 100 animals on tour with us. We have 11 Asian elephants, and we have zebras and horses and tigers, and each and every one of our animals has a different personality, just like a human being. And sometimes you see each of their personalities jump out during the show. Some like to dance a little bit more than the other ones. Some run a little bit faster than the other ones. And my sister, Leah Christiana, who's right over here, actually rides an elephant every show. So she can tell you more about that.
Well, let me talk to your sister a little bit.
Okay.
She is the aerialist in this show. You have actually kind of more of the circus traditional performance. Tell us about your performance and being an aerialist in this show.
Well, I actually started about 5 years ago. I went to a circus school in San Francisco and trained to be an aerialist. And I had been performing for corporate events, and I decided that I wanted to do a touring show. And what better show to go to than Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus?
You just went straight to the top.
And it was great because I actually happened to send my stuff at the same time as they were talking to Alex. And so we got on the same show together, which is amazing.
Alex just said, oh, by the way, my sister goes to a circus school, and she's an aerialist, so that worked out pretty good.
Yeah, it worked out great.
Tell us, how high do you actually perform, and what are the challenges of being an aerialist?
Well, for the pre-show, which is an hour before the show, I do my trapeze act, and I'm about 25 feet up in the air. And it's amazing, really. The nice thing about the pre-show is that the audience actually get to come down onto the floor. Right. So I have a little bit more of a up-close and personal relationship with them, which is amazing. And in the show, I do harness work where we're attached at the hips in a belt, and we get lifted up, and we're spinning around. And yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you definitely, every once in a while, you'll be like, whoa, I'm high in the air. But it's amazing. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
And so this year we've added magic, Alex Ramon, and the show is called Zing Zang Zoom. It has a very, very interesting little storyline about a clown that challenges the magician, and you'll see some real surprises. And in the first few minutes of the show, we make an elephant disappear in the middle of the arena floor. We invite some children down to learn how to levitate their parents, and they make their parents float in the air, and we pass hoops over them. Let's see, there's one of the clowns is transformed into a tiger hanging over the arena floor. Wow. We, of course, do all the traditional illusions of cutting somebody in half and impaling them on spikes, and that happens very quickly. It's a lot of fun. It's just a number like you've never seen before. It all happens within a few minutes in the big spec at the end of the first act. So there's a lot of magic packed into the show, but it's also a big circus. It starts being a big circus, and it delivers all the surprises of the circus.
It is such a unique performance where you're combining traditional circus acts with illusions. How difficult was it to kind of talk people into saying this can work and it can work in an arena and we can go from city to city to perform this act?
Well, you know, the Felds who own the circus are wonderful at coming up with new directions to go that still honor that great American icon, you know, that they really consider themselves the stewards of. You know, people come to the circus for three things, basically, for thrills, for laughs, for, you know, great spectacle, and to really have a wonderful family experience. So the challenge with someone like myself, for someone like myself, coming in and creating a new show, is to really honor that great tradition that the Ringling Brothers has, and then take the show someplace new and different. And they had come up with this idea of wanting to include magic. And I think the biggest challenge for us was, well, there were technical challenges, obviously. We're working in a 360 arena, and if there's people on at least three sides, if not four. We're rotating the illusions at all times. And then for me, it's so important that people get a really wonderful circus experience. So I wanted to make sure that all the magic felt very integral to the circus experience, and that, you know, kids and families would get this wonderful sense of being in a magical circus, rather than, oh, there's a trick and then there's a circus act, there's a trick, there's a circus act, but to make it fully integrated and just feel like a wonderful magical experience.
Zing Zang Zoom comes to Orange County's Honda Center July 15th through the 26th. And remember, the fun begins an hour before the show with Ringling Brothers Clown College at the all-access pre-show, which is free with your ticket. All seats are reserved and available by calling Ticketmaster or by visiting them online at Ticketmaster.com. Reporting from the famous Magic Castle in Hollywood, California, I'm Paul Ortiz, and we'll see you again next time on the Entertainment Corner.